I'll quickly go over some of the key insights that we've come across while looking at sustainability and recycling in the plastics and polymers industry. So, looking at the very ambitious goals based on policies and based on the commitments that have been made by different regulatory bodies and companies, we see that even after reaching the very aggressive goal of 60% recycling rate, up from about 12% in 2022 to 60% in 2050, we see that we'll only be diminishing virgin plastic demand by 34% in 2050. So there's still a lot of virgin plastic demand being projected through 2050. This will need, even this goal will need significant investments to minimize plastic waste mismanagement. We see today that a majority of the plastic waste is either being landfilled or incinerated. To reach the recycling rate, there'll be a significant amount of investment needed, not just in recycling technologies, which you can see on the right, but there'll be significant capital needed when it comes to waste to energy or trash points or other measures that you have to take to make sure that the waste is recycled and properly collected, sorted, ultimately used, and that replaces virgin plastic demand. About 170 countries are curbing using polyethylene for now as an example, and taking plastic bags, which we see almost everywhere. We see that almost 170 countries are trying to curb PE use, either through bans, taxes, fees, or import restriction on plastic bags. So this kind of summarizes where these measures are taking place. Moving on to high-density polyethylene, we see that based on the application, which could include, so this is from a client-specific work that we've done in the very recent past. If we look at each of the applications, key applications of HDPE, including film and sheet, injection molding, pipe and conduit, blow molding, wire and cable, rotor molding, raffia, and others, each of these applications go into very specific end users, and each of those are regulated by some sort of restrictions on what the quality should be, what could be their properties in terms of barriers properties or sealing properties, or it could be the properties of withstanding high weights and performance in extreme weather conditions and things like that. So we see that even after recycling, if the quality is not maintained, there are certain applications where there'll be very low impact of recycling, where there'll be other applications where there'll be a high impact of recycling. So we see that pipe and conduit, wire and cable, rotor molding, and then there are certain other specific applications like medical applications where recycled HDPE has not been able to claim a huge market share. But we see film and sheet, injection molding, especially applications which are not going into food-related applications, is where the most recycled HDPE is being used. So talking about different methods of reducing waste plastic or increasing the sustainability of PE products, one of the options is innovating design, which includes products or base polymers that are easily recyclable. The other option is increasing the recycled content in new products, which we have already seen. The EU is trying to impose at least 30% recycled content in every plastic packaging. The other option is down gauging, where there are certain additives or compatibilizer or different specialty chemicals that can be used to maintain the integrity of recycled plastic. And the fourth option is deploying advanced recycling facilities, such as chemical recycling or monomer recycling, wherein we can go back to a pie oil or go back to the base oil and try to make polymers again. So the last key point is every time we talk about sustainability, we do talk about bio-based feedstock. Now, not only there is not enough supply of bio-based feedstock, but also if we look at the land use estimates and for bioplastics, and if we look at the impact on land use of bio-based feedstock, we see that about just less than 1 million hectares were used. Less than 1 million hectares of land was used for bioplastics in 2020, which will grow to about almost 3 million hectares in 2027, which is a high number. So we see there'll be significant need to innovate different types of feedstock that could go into bioplastics. So thus summarizing the 6 key insights, we see that the ambitious goals of 60% recycling rate will only result in about 35 or 34% of virgin plastic demand being displaced. A significant investment is going to be needed to achieve that goal. But about 170 countries have banned plastics in some or the other way. It could be fees, taxes, or it could be other regulatory drivers. Recycling, again, it's HDPE recycling, and impact of it is going to be different based on what application or what grades a company is focusing on. Additionally, producers are also improving ways to sort of not just increase recycling, but also try to include more and more recyclable products in the design of the product itself. And talking about bioplastics or bio-based plastics, there's going to be significant land use to achieve the goals that we have committed to by 2027. So these are the 6 key insights.